Okay, we're going to start inventory in XY plane, new sketch, and start with the polygon. This is 8-sided polygon. So create that 8-sided polygon and make sure the center is the origin. And add dimension from flat side to flat side is given 1.75. And still is not quite fully constrained because there's one dimension needed, and that's most likely because of the action that you need to take here is make sure that's constrained, that doesn't rotate. So for that, click any side and then select the horizontal or vertical relation. So that locks in the position, and now extrude with given thickness, which is 0.5. Now we're going to add the hole feature first, or we may create the pin first. Let's create the pin first. And then we're going to create a circle, sketch circle, and make sure it's in the midpoint of, so you're selecting that. So we add dimension, which is 0.25. And then you make sure that it's exactly in the midpoint. So by adding the one dimension between the center of the circle and the edge, you have the right edge. We know that is exactly 0.25. When we don't have one side of the polygon, but we could dimension this one first. For other direction, in this case, it's just 0.25 is correct. So in this case, we don't know exactly the numerical value. We can calculate, of course, by knowing the diameter of the circle and the number of sides. But in this case, you don't need to do that. You can just add relations. If you go with isometric view, you can see much better. Here, what we are going to do, add horizontal relations, because it's parallel to x, between the center and the midpoint of the edge. So on this edge, and the midpoint, you have a relations which is horizontal, and that locks in the position and exactly in the middle. And then you extrude boss, and this one is 0.75. Okay, to finish. Next step is to add hole using the hole feature, and select the face that you're going to add the hole and add the dimension. I have already added this dimension here, 1.125, and yours probably is going to show 1, change that to 1.125. And now we are going to have the location dimension, picking each edge and adding the half of the 1.75, which is the radius. So just you can do the math right there, 1.75 divided by 2. And that finishes that hole. And the next, we're going to take advantage of this tool that we used last time. And one of your assignments, we used the rectangle, and this time we're going to use the circular pattern. I believe you used in the last assignment too. Circular pattern. And we're going to select the object. And after that, we are going to select the axis, rotation axis. For this one, you can use also z-axis if you want to select also that circle or cylinder, and change the number of the items to placement under the placement tab. You have 8 in this case. And OK to finish. 8 number, and that's correct, and OK to finish. All right, so that concludes our model. And next, you want to add the annotation, and you can add also a material. On this case is specified to be high strength steel. So let's go to add the mass, and Also add the information regarding the material, so we know that based on that material what mass we have calculated. We're going to assign the material. After we add those annotation information, we go to update the mass information under the I properties. We have physical and update by selecting the, of course, material. This case we are looking for high strength stainless steel, low alloy, high strength. Okay, that. So I'm going to keep the same appearance. That's good, and then save. Don't forget to save your file. And when you're saving, make sure to give the same title. So when you go to drawing, you can use the same name. You don't have to rename. So that's the column ROTOR 8 pin and save. Okay, that concludes our model.